It's been a while, but welcome to Haywood Stadium at Baylor School, adjacent to the Tennessee River, for tonight's high school football contest between the Baylor Red Raiders and the Lions, the visiting Lions on their way from Christian Ambassador. Ambassador Christian out of Huntersville, North Carolina. Like I said, been a while. Raiders haven't had a home game since September 12th. Since then, they have wins over CPA, MBA, and McCallie, all on the road. Then had an open date, got better, and ready to play a home game here tonight, a non-district game, and then get ready to finish the regular season strong. Red Raiders 6-0 for the year, 3-0 in the district, 3-0 at home, 3-0 on the road so far. Jim Reynolds, Craig Cesar with you for what should be a good night of football. Now let me give you the perfect scenario. Not what Eric Kimry would say, but what Jim Reynolds says. Perfect scenario. You're number one in the state. You're 6-0. You're tied for first place. You've just come off a win over your biggest rival. Then you enjoy an open date. Then you have a non-district game, and you have two more district games remaining for the championship next week, and both of those are at home. That, my friend, is the perfect script.
The table is set, and their last win 2 weeks ago, just a monumental performance against McCallie. They fell down 14 points in the first quarter, and they came roaring back. And David Gabriel Georges put on a show they're going to be talking about and documenting, remembering for a long time. Just incredible football. For the year, he has 68 carries, 784 yards, 15 touchdowns. He averages 11.5 yards per carry. That doesn't even tell the story. Some amazing plays that he did. He took the McCallie defense apart. But I think the biggest play in that game, in the third quarter on their opening series, Baylor gives him the football. He's stopped. The next play, they go play action. The McCallie defense, both safeties barreling down to contain number 0. Briggs Cherry throws a strike to an absolutely wide open Jamie and Theodore, and you could feel the air leave that stadium at that moment. Now, it got dramatic until the very end as well, but that type of execution is just unbelievable. You can delay number 0, but you're not going to deny him. That's for sure.
Except for tonight.
True.
Because I don't think he's going to play this evening. It's one of those situations where, if need be, David Gabriel Georges will play, the junior running back, but they don't think, and they won't say this out loud, they are hoping that they will not need him alive tonight. But the one thing, the stat you gave, 11.5 yards per carry. Think about it. Every time you hand him the football, every single time, it's a first down.
And just remember, every team for the last 2 years has keyed on him when he touches the football. That makes this even more impressive. Special is an understatement. I talked to a couple of people this week that aren't the biggest high school football fans in the world, but they've heard about him, and they were like, I want to come see him. And I said, you need to. You need to. He's the best running back in Chattanooga since Gerald Riggs Jr., and he's just a spectacular performer.
Gerald Riggs Jr., I had Jamar Gibbs in there as well.
True.
You and I, we saw him play at Dalton. Now we see him play for the Lions.
Ironically, that's a great point, Jim. He's actually a combination of both of them.
That's good.
He runs with the lean of Jamar Gibbs. He's got, I think he's probably faster than Jamar was in high school, but he's got the power of Gerald Riggs Jr. He's a complete football player. He can do anything that needs to be done.
So the game tonight against Ambassador Christian of North Carolina, by the way, this will be the 5th state that the Red Raiders play. Remember, game number 1, Santa Lucia's from Florida. Baylor won 56-17. Then they beat Raven Gap from Georgia in week number 2, 35-34. Went to Brentwood Academy, but of course they didn't end up playing. Then played LFL Academy out of Missouri and won 42-30. Finally played some teams from Tennessee, beating CPA 47-7, beating MBA 45-18. The win over McCallie 38-35. That's the last game the Red Raiders have played. Then the bye week last week, Ambassador Christian here tonight, and finishing up with Ensworth and Knox Catholic. And that Ensworth game next week, they win that game, they win the championship. So when you take a look at the standings entering tonight's game, Ensworth and Baylor are each 3-0. Ensworth is 6-2, and Baylor 6-0. Ensworth still has to play Baylor and MBA. Baylor right now, 3-0 in the district, like Ensworth, 6-0 overall. They still have to play Ensworth and Knox Catholic. And then you drop down to CPA's 1-2, MBA's 1-2. Hard to believe McCauley, as good as they are.
0-2 in the region.
0-2 in the region, and Knox Catholic 0-2. So, you know, we talk about will Baylor and McCauley possibly meet in the championship game. They may meet.
They may meet earlier.
They may meet before that, and it might be right here, but that is all speculation. I just think Baylor's put themselves in a really, really good situation. I will use the term that Eric Kimry would kill me for if I said this was a tune-up game for that stretch run. He told me, he said, you know what? We've been going at it a long time. The bye week came at a perfect time, but he said this. He goes, what our goals are, this is the halfway point. He goes, we still have a bunch more games to play. So we're 6 games into the season. He goes, we got a bunch more to play because they expect to be at Finley Stadium in that title game.
And if you look at how this team has improved since the season started, I think the offense has been the constant. The defense has seemed to get better all the time. And Jim, winning road games is not easy, especially in your own region. There are no secrets. Everybody looks at everybody's tape before the season even starts. So those wins on the road are very impressive. Tonight is really a table setter for the rest of the season. So what do you want here? Obviously you want to win, and you want it to come easily. It probably won't. What you want is the same level of execution you had 2 weeks ago against McCauley.
Back of my mind, I'm saying I hope that the Red Raiders don't look at this as a game. This could be a trap game. You're coming off your biggest win of the year, and you're going to play for a state champ. You're going to play for a district championship next week against Ensworth. Don't overlook this group from North Carolina.
And they have done some interesting things. When you look at their numbers, they look like a pass first, run second team. Their quarterback is Weston Michalak. He's thrown for 1,818 yards on the season, 17 touchdowns. That's impressive. He's thrown 6 interceptions. His favorite target is Travis Barton. Travis has caught 34 balls, 3 touchdowns, but 7 receivers on this team for the Lions have caught at least 1 touchdown. And their offensive line is stout. 17 pancake blocks on the season. Their tight end, Troy Aldafor, has 4, and Cooper Ryler has 4 as well. That's a great stat. First time I've seen that documented. Hats off to the Lions for that. So they should provide a challenge. Question is, how much and how long?
I said this about talking to Coach Kimry, which I do every before the game. I talked to him in the morning. I said, do you believe in that philosophy that iron sharpens iron? Is it playing a good team on the road at McCauley coming off a win? Does that make you a better team? And he mentioned the McCauley win, and he mentioned Rayburn Gap. He says, those 2 teams, he goes, tough games that we prevailed. He goes, the thing about the McCauley game, he goes, we outlined 5 or 6 goals every week. He goes, we did not win one of them against McCauley. I said, okay, outline the 5. He goes, we want to run. We didn't win the running game. I said, did you watch the same game I did? He goes, we didn't win the running game. We didn't stop the run. We didn't win the turnover battle. We didn't win the battle of explosive plays. We didn't play smart football, and we didn't win the fourth quarter. He goes, I've never been involved in a win where we lost every single thing in that top 6 that we talk about. I might say they won the run game, but
I would too.
I would score it like a boxing judge, I guess. And said,
they went on the scoreboard.
David Gabriel Georges might have won that for you. I'm not sure.
Sure. And I think, too, when you get battle-tested in that kind of environment, that was a high emotional game for the entire contest. You win it by 3. And hats off to Briggs Cherry. Unnoticed a couple of times, he threw some spectacular passes in terms of accuracy. He had a fantastic game, I thought. Really, the offense had a fantastic game. Yes, they missed some run fits a couple of times early, but they figured it out, that's for sure.
Are you like me and think that Briggs Cherry is one of the most underrated guys around?
Couldn't agree with you more.
He doesn't make the spectacular only a couple times a game, right? He's not that guy. He's got escapability, but he's not going to just dazzle you and make people miss that kind of thing. I don't think he makes the big mistake. I think he utilizes the players that he has, and that receiving core is good. Don't get me wrong.
And he, a couple of times, 2 weeks ago, he threw where his receiver was either going to catch it or nobody was. He doesn't force the football usually into places where they're dangerous. And I think he's just a lot like Whit Muschamp. Whit had total control of this offense. Whit does too. Escapability is improved. He's got a nice little spin move that he showcased 2 weeks ago.
But if you have Caden Dewey, if you have Jamie Theodore, if you've got Braxton Rain, who had a big play in that McCauley contest as well, when you got those receivers, and that offensive line ain't bad either.
That offensive line, and a lot of them played both ways really all season. They were physical on both sides of the football. They're going to need to be the same for the rest of the season, frankly.
By the way, on the screen you just saw number 7, Beckham Stokes, a wide receiver we haven't talked about because he hasn't played all year long. So one of the benefits of that open date, the bye week, he is now healthy and will probably be in the rotation tonight. And the scenes you see like that one, let me just tell you, TV sometimes doesn't do it justice. That's a great picture right there. It is spectacular when you're here at Haywood Stadium on a perfect fall night for football, and the Red Raiders getting ready to play their first of 3 straight at home and getting ready to play for a district championship next week. All the cards have stacked. You're playing a full house right now, aren't you?
Absolutely. And again, what do you want to see? You want to see the same execution, the same sharpness. May not see it early because of the week off, but they're primed to get back at it. As you said, Jim, I think having a week off after that game benefited the Red Raiders tremendously just from a mental fatigue and physical fatigue standpoint.
6-0 for the year, 3-0 in the district, tied for first place, number 1 in the state of Tennessee. Red Raiders taking on Ambassador Christian here at Haywood Stadium on an absolutely perfect night.
JR, I think the first question is the streak going to continue at home?
Meaning of a running clock?
No, meaning Macaulay got the football first last week. I think that's the first time that's happened all season, but I don't know that if it's happened yet at home. So
I should point out
I'm selling the coin toss.
Craig always shakes his head when someone wins the coin toss and defers and gives Baylor the football first, and they score a touchdown, and the other team's playing uphill the rest of the night.
So they have a 45-second drive, and you're down 7-0, but you get the ball to start the third.
All right, what do we expect to see? I think we're going to see how long will you see starters or, and again, I'm assuming a lot, and Coach Kimmery would be mad at me if he heard me talking right now, because I'm assuming Baylor's going to do well tonight and do well early on. I think they'll try to, obviously, they want to score on every play. They want to score that first. They want to score on possession one every single time.
Well, Jim, I think the first thing you have to do is regain your sharpness. I think that's it. Scoring on every possession, every play, that's kind of a high bar to start with. If you stay sharp, first downs lead. What have we seen for 3 years? First downs lead to touchdowns, and I think that's number one thing is they want to regain the sharpness that they had for the entire season and protect the football. Sometimes after a layoff, you're casual with the football, and that could change the game in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I was going to say, when I talked to Coach Kimmery today, he said, yeah, after an open date, after a bye week, yeah, we've seen that rust before, and that's what you're going to, I guess, see early on. A little bit of rust, and then you kind of get in sync, and you hope this game serves as a springboard for the next two home games, district games, and next week against Ensworth for a district championship.
And if you're the Lions, why not showcase some packages that you haven't showcased yet this season? They've had time to work on some things too. It's a non-district game for them as well. Why not rip it, turn it loose, and see what happens? So you might see some things from the Lions that they haven't done all year long.
And Jay Pope, the head coach of the Lions from Ambassador Christian, no stranger to this area. He was the head coach at Heritage Christian in Dalton and knows the Baylor Red Raiders very, very well. We'll find out more tonight.
Jamian Theodore, defensive back, senior.
Jordan Davangila, cornerback, junior.
Kobe Barrett, safety, senior.
Corey Faulkner, linebacker, junior.
Cosmo Mario, linebacker, sophomore.
Kean Whaley, outside linebacker, senior.
Maxim Sugonyako, linebacker, sophomore.
Anselme Julien, linebacker, junior.
Jean-Pierre Eto, safety, junior.
Isaac Beeson, defensive line, junior.
Jacob Tate, defensive lineman, junior.
Jaden Arenas Michelle, defensive lineman, senior.
David Gabriel George, running back, junior.
Caden Dewey, wide receiver, senior.
Briggs Cherry, quarterback, senior.
Hank DeGennaro, receiver, sophomore.
Judah Smith, wide receiver, senior.
Braxton Rain, tight end, sophomore.
Cash Freeman, center, and junior.
Max McClure, left guard, junior.
Charlie Edgeworth, offensive line, senior.
Xavier Wade, right guard, senior.
John King, offensive line, senior.
Gabriel Othenda, offensive line, senior.
Charlie Silverman, long snapper, senior.
Sam Shutters, kicker, punter, junior.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to please stand for the invocation before tonight's game, to be delivered by Matt Farr, Baylor class of 2003, the chaplain of Baylor School. Then please remain standing for our national anthem, to be performed tonight by a quartet of singers selected from the Baylor Concert Choir. Juniors Warren Kim and Aubrey Martell, and sophomores Nina Lale and Cecilia Weaver. First, Reverend Farr.
Please join with me in the spirit of prayer. God of all, in the midst of our busy routines and schedules, it is good that we set aside time to play a game against a backdrop of river and mountain under the golds, oranges, and purples of the setting sun. We are truly blessed beyond measure to call this corner of your creation our home. We thank you for the young women and men whom we honor this homecoming night, for they represent the spirit of Baylor. As we celebrate 6 football victories and play for win 7, we pray for your protection over those on the field tonight. Bless Ambassador Christian School and Baylor School. Bless our communities and bless our nation, that the better angels of our nature guide us tonight and always. In your name we pray. Amen.
Junior shifting through to the end zone for the Baylor School. Theodore, pick 6. Have you a nice young man? My goodness.
Captains will now meet at midfield for the opening coin toss. Captains tonight for ACA are Knowledge Eccles, Trendon Williams, Troy Alderfer, and Rhett Decker. The captains for Baylor are Caden Dewey, Charlie Silberman, Jaden Arenas Michelle, and J.D. Martin. And their honorary captain tonight is mathematics teacher Karen Wolf. The indication is that Baylor has won the toss. They have elected to receive. ACA will kick off and defend the north goal.
Let's get ready for some high school football. Baylor got what they wanted, and that is the football first, one way or the other. And again, Eric Kimry, very offensive-minded, I would say, doesn't mind getting the football first. And as you alluded to a moment ago, they've done well when they've had that first possession on the night.
I don't know what the touchdown rate is, but it's up there 80 to 90% on the opening possession, and that time they won the toss. So
Big Red Nation, please welcome your 2025 Baylor Red Raiders.
One of the things that Eric Kimry talked to me about earlier today, I said, how much time did you give him off? He said, I gave him 4 days off. I gave him Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Then they got back at practice. And he's not one of those. Eric Kimry is not. And I've asked different coaches about this on every level. How hard do you go? How much contact? He's a no-contact guy. He goes, I don't want to get my players hurt in practice. Other guys, I'm aware, that what UTC does, they're contact all the time. They're what they call good on good, ones on ones, best on best. And people just have different philosophy. And again, I understand that. I don't want to lose my best players in practice. I get that. But they do believe that, I've got to take a hit in practice or make my practice as competitive as I can. So there's two different schools and every range in between. But Baylor had some time off, and he said, just think, we started in the summer, and it was 95 degrees. He goes, one good thing about this week and this time of year, it's not 95 degrees, it's 75 degrees. And he says that just makes a huge difference.
Sure. And when you look at how physical Baylor plays on both sides of the football, whatever they do works. And when you told me that, I thought that was fascinating that they don't hit, because I would have thought, if you asked me, do they hit, by the way they play, I would have thought they're very physical all the time.
I think they just save it for Friday.
I think quality is better over quantity, for sure.
Pent-up frustration on a Friday.
Yes.
ACA, Ambassador Christian Academy of Huntersville, North Carolina, kicking off to the Baylor Red Raiders as we get this contest underway. Trying the onside right off the bat. And they might have gotten the football.
They got it. Jim, we said, why not open up your bag of tricks? And the Lions do on the first play of the game. Officials, they put the bag down, Jim.
I think the beanbag means that it has gone the 10 yards, right? And that means it's a free ball. And I think the indication that they're talking, which is always scary, but I think that's going to be ACA football. I know some coaches think when I'm an underdog, I need to steal at least one, maybe two possessions. It's going to be interesting right off the bat, right?
They must rule that it was touched before it went 10 yards.
And again, the head coach at ACA, Jay Pope, no stranger to this area. He was the head coach at Christian Heritage in Dalton.
Kick catch interference on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty and replay the kick.
Wow. That is a break for the Red Raiders. And as mentioned, Coach Pogue, UTC has a player, Solomon Locke, a running back, who played for him at Dalton Heritage, Christian Heritage in Dalton.
Here's the replay, and what they're saying is
I think you're right on it.
He recovered it before
he
it
touched
went 10
it
yards.
And denied the Baylor player a chance within that 10-yard window. Boy, and if you're Ambassador Christian, you think you got one. We got exactly what we wanted.
And really ignited your bench, got your team starting on a different level, and just couldn't quite execute properly.
They keep saying re-kick, but then why don't they? Okay, put the football back, mark off the 15, and re-kick.
I think they're still discussing
to
the Lions staff what exactly happened there. Because if that means that was 7 yards before it was touched and it needed to go 10.
Correct. In case you don't know, an onside kick has to travel 10 yards. After it travels 10 yards, it's a free football. Anyone can grab it. Either team can grab it, and they would have the possession. But it's got to travel 10. The return team, i.e. Baylor in this situation, they could grab it anytime. But the other team, for it to be a free football, it's got to travel the 10 yards. And what the officials are saying is that ACA touched the football, denied Baylor from receiving the football. It didn't travel 10, it only traveled 7.
And now you're going to have to kick from the 25-yard line.
So a 15-yard penalty moves it all the way back to the 25. And I believe that onside kick is probably out of the bag of tricks right now.
Yes.
So a big break for Baylor. Just a little bit of a fundamental miscalculation by ACA out of Huntersville, North Carolina. Now the Lions will kick it off again, and we'll go line drive on this one. Ground ball.
Goodness.
Pass Caden Dewey. The question is, did he touch it, I think? And they're saying no, that's simply a touchback. All things considered for Baylor, I would be very pleased just taking the football at the 20-yard line.
And, Jim, for the Lions, what execution by your kicker. He found a hole, just lined it in between Caden Dewey and Jamie and Theodore, and they just flipped the field.
So Baylor with 80 yards to go, starting on their own 20-yard line. After a week off last week and an emotional win over McCauley 2 weeks ago. Briggs Cherry throwing it long on the first play to Caden Dewey. There is 80 yards and a touchdown. Wow. Play number 1 of the game. You run as fast as you can. I'll put some air underneath it, and you'll see if you can catch up. And the answer is yes. Caden Dewey caught up. Touchdown reception number 8 of the season on the first play from scrimmage. 80 yards and a score. How about a start to this one? We're 18 seconds in.
They didn't take long, did they? They actually ran 2 receivers to that side of the field. Jamie and Theodore squared in. Most of the defense bought that. They also had Braxton Rain around there short, so they had 3 receivers on that side, and Briggs Cherry was going long from the beginning. Single coverage, Caden Dewey behind everybody. The result, 80-yard touchdown.
Time of possession, 11 seconds. So they go from scrimmage, extra point is good. And for all that, boy, if you're ACA, if you're Ambassador Christian Academy, you think you've made not one good play, but 2 good plays on the kickoff, and then to get burned on an 80-yard pass play on the first play from scrimmage. Watch Caden Dewey. It was just fly pattern, run long. I'll throw it with all I got.
And your Dewey is behind both defensive backs, really 3, and he's just waiting for the football, and then he hits the afterburners, and it's Deuce gets loose for 6.
Freshman Zeke Austin, number 5, couldn't catch up, and
I'll blow a whistle when we're ready to kick.
that's a way to start the game, no question. 80 yards, 1 play.
I'll blow a whistle and let you know it's coming, number 1.
Thank you.
All right. Listen for the whistle, number 1.
Charity to Caden Dewey, and for Caden Dewey, his 8th touchdown catch of the year.
Here we go.
And this one will not be returned. So there you go again. Red Raiders start out with a score, and again, for the opposition, especially playing here on the banks of the Tennessee River, that's tough sledding when you're down 7-0, 18 seconds into the football game.
Jim, you think you flipped the field, you overcome that missed
Well,
opportunity.
you think you have a possession, first of all.
Onside kick, you overcome that, and then you get Caden Dewey gets behind everybody.
This is a passing team, so they will pass an awful lot. And we'll see that. A lot of the short game to Craig Cecil's favorite player, Knowledge Eccles.
Knowledge is power.
And Weston Michalek is the freshman quarterback. 6'3", 195 freshman, Weston Michalek, who's passed. He'll probably go over 2,000 yards by the end of the night if he has a good night.
And that play, Jim, was basically an extension of their run game, just a quick out, and they gained 6 yards on first down.
Handing off right up the gut that time. Gain of a yard
Wow.
or 2 by Mason Emery, and then that hole collapsed in a hurry.
Boy, Mason took a shot at the end of that play.
Mason Emery hasn't carried the football a whole lot. 5'10", 185. I'm not sure, even though you take a look at that offensive line for ACA.
They've got some size.
Yeah.
Kai Smith, 6'5", 275.
My favorite player is Power. Big 76.
Power Umba.
Rolling out far side. Pressure up in the air and incomplete. Trying to go with one of his favorite receivers. Knowledge Eccles once again, incomplete pass. So quickly 3rd down and 5 from the 25-yard line.
Knowledge Eccles, number 0, 6'5",
Yeah.
6'4", 195. Just a prototype wide receiver.
You know, one of those guys with some speed, lanky guy, and I'm sure every college recruiter goes, you put a few pounds on him.
We got something to work with.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the framework.
Yeah, 6'4", 195.
And what the Lions, Jim, did not want to have happen, not only a 3 and outs, but a very quick possession.
Yeah.
They're going to kick the ball back to Baylor with 10:27 left in the opening quarter.
So a 5-yard gain on first down, then that little 2-yard gain, incomplete pass on 3rd down. Now we're moving it back again.
Illegal procedure.
Wow.
So the Lions have not helped themselves in the opening moments here.
Yeah, you talk about some penalty flags that really set the tone for the entire game. Punt.
This is a short kick.
Yeah. Punt won't even go past the 40-yard line, so that means Baylor will begin this drive on the ACA, on the Lions side of the field.
Probably about the 37, 38-yard line.
And again, just the opposite. If you're ACA, if you're Ambassador Christian Academy, you can't give up short fields, right? You can't give it.
No.
You can't make it easy.
and you have to hold on to the football.
Starting at the 37-yard line, first down and 10. We haven't played 2 minutes.
Because, Jim, what we've seen time and time again, this offense tends to wear out defenses.
Baylor scored on their first play from scrimmage a moment ago on an 80-yard touchdown pass. That's the first catch of the season by the player we talked about. Getting his first action of the year is Beckham Stokes.
Nice catch, physical run after the catch. And a positive gain on first down.
Yeah, he'd been injured the first half of the season. Picks up a couple of yards there to the 35-yard line. And I asked Coach Kimmery, are you getting anyone back? And they said, yes, we're getting him. So I have a hunch he's going to be a favorite target tonight. Getting his first playing time, and they'd certainly like to have him available in the stretch run. Cherry to throw, wide open, middle of the field, pass complete, 25, right down around the 24-yard line, but that'll be good enough for a Red Raider first down.
How did Caden Dewey get so open so quickly?
Well, he was smart. He saw the zone, stopped in the zone, said, I'm going to wait. They always say, against the zone, if you get open, you stop. Against a man-to-man, you keep going. Stop in the zone, keep going on the man. He found a dead spot in the zone, stopped right there, and Briggs Cherry's going to find one of his favorite receivers every single time. First and 10, fade in the corner far side. Couldn't quite catch up. Might have been a little tug on the jersey or whatever.
He held his position.
Trying to hit Caden Dewey again, who already has one touchdown in the first 3 minutes of this game. Couldn't get him right there for a second score, but it'll be second down. Perfect night for football. Just cool enough where players love it. Cherry moves his tight end. Braxton Rain from left side to right side. Rolls out on that side. Throws it on the run. Looks in the end zone, and there's a wide open receiver and another touchdown for the Red Raiders.
Jamie and Theodore tightrope the sideline, and a beautifully thrown football again by Briggs Cherry.
So the Red Raiders scored at the 11:42 mark of the first quarter. Another touchdown at the 8:59 mark. Cherry to Jamie and Theodore. How'd you like to be a DB, a defensive back? Say, okay, who do you want? Do you want one or do you want two? My answer would be neither, just to be honest with you. Number one, Jamie and Theodore. Number two, Caden Dewey. And both of them have been in the end zone so far tonight, and this game is about 3 minutes and 1 second old. So a short field of just 37 yards. Red Raiders getting into the end zone at the 8:59 mark. So the time of possession is 2 minutes and 19 seconds and 4 plays.
Let's take a look at this again. Briggs Cherry, they put Braxton Rain on the right side. Cherry rolls that way, and watch this pass. And a tightrope by number one, Jamie and Theodore. Balance, reception, celebration.
I was going to say, just making sure his feet were in, tiptoed. Maybe had a little bit more space than he thought he did, but then again, Briggs Cherry just dropped it in the breadbasket, didn't he?
Man, he dropped a dime there. Excellent trajectory. Such a catchable football also.
It's not like anyone had to make a diving reception or whatever. It was thrown exactly where it needed to be. And again, as you pointed out, there's only one guy that was going to catch that football. Fielded right at the goal line, but it shan't be returned. 2 touchdowns for the Red Raiders. Cherry to duty for 80 yards on the first possession of the night. Briggs Cherry to Jamie and Theodore for 25 yards on the second score. It's a 14-0 lead for the Red Raiders.
And Jim, this is what we talk about, the Baylor offense putting pressure on the opposing defense. Now your offense gets their second possession. They're down 14-0, and it's 8:59 left in the first quarter.
trying to turn the corner far side, having some success.
Tyler Williams with a nice burst there. The junior, 6'2", 190.
That was nice. Showed some speed, hit the edge hard, turned the corner.
And a nice, safe completion to start the drive.
Turned it upfield. So a gain of about 7 yards on first down. Second down and 3. Michalak. And again, you could see how he came into the game with almost 2,000 yards, 18-18, entering the game tonight.
That time, Knowledge Eccles just passed the sticks and found an open spot and made the reception. First down of the game for the Lions.
Was 9 of 25. They played Cardinal Gibbons, a team you may have heard of, a Catholic school from Raleigh. Lost 42-0 to that team last week, but Weston Michalak had a decent game at quarterback. Didn't score any points. 42-0 was the final, but that is one of those powerhouses in the North Carolina area.
Jaden Arenas-Michelle from his nose guard spot absolutely blew that play up.
Just standing there, he looks intimidating sometimes.
Now you have Gabe Osenda moving to actually, Charlie Edgeworth is on the defensive line.
Wow, moves from offense to defense. Trying to throw up in the air and bobbled. Those are the kind of plays. If you want to pull off an upset, and Travis Barton had a great opportunity, I always say, when you want to pull off an upset, and that's what ACA is trying to do tonight, pull off an upset, you've got to make those kind of plays.
It was a great throw.
Yeah.
He just could not bring it in.
That's one of those you just wonder if you felt those footsteps a little bit, because.
And now all of a sudden you find yourself on a 3rd and 12.
Yeah, you're behind the sticks.
And you got Braxton Rain checking in, it looks like, on the defensive line as well. Charlie Edgeworth out.
Showing blitz on 3rd and long against the freshman quarterback. Double pumps up in the air and incomplete. Trying to hit Tyler Williams, the junior wide receiver, with 9 catches so far this year. You see him, number 4.
You know what?
Trying to come back to the ball and couldn't quite do it.
Jim, as a freshman, kind of impressive that he didn't force that football through it where either his guy was going to get it or it was going to be an incompletion. He was under duress, and that was probably a smart decision by the quarterback.
How many times do you hear coaches say on every level, sometimes throwing the ball away is a good idea. Sometimes bogey is a good score, right?
Yes.
That was a bogey. Just throw it away and live to fight another day.
So for the Lions, you get a first down. You extend the drive a bit. You give your defense a break on the sidelines.
Nice punt right there. Jamian Theodore. Official threw the beanbag. It was never free, but and good punt coverage by ACA. So
nice.
The Red Raiders get it back for their 3rd possession of this first quarter. Slow-moving first quarter, I might add, with 6:53 remaining. So quickly, possession number 3, and the Red Raiders 2 of 2. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns so far tonight. Wondering how long Briggs Cherry's going to go. Because, again, that rust versus rest type of thing, I think he'll play maybe the half if things continue the way they are. Starting at the 43-yard line, first down and 10. Cherry, linebacker coming in, forcing him from the pocket, throws it on the run. And a nice catch by Caden Dewey. Again, I hesitated for a moment. Did he make it inbounds? Absolutely he did. And a nice throw on the run. Not an easy thing to do by Briggs Cherry. And again, threw it where only Caden Dewey could make that reception.
Well, you thought at first maybe that was a throwaway. It was not. It was right on time, right on target. Number 2 reels it in. Watch this. Briggs chased.
Look at that.
Look at that pass.
Look at that.
Throws it, either his guy's going to get it or it's going out of bounds. And again, boy, what he spun that one
I was going to say,
just the right place.
That's what coaches say. He can spin it. Handoff right up the gut.
That's action Jack Ferguson with the carry.
Yeah, for those of you that were impressed with David Gabriel Georges a couple of weeks ago, not playing tonight, they're holding him out, and they say, you know what, he could go if it was absolutely necessary, but they want him to get healthy. He's still a little bit dinged up following the McCauley game, and they want to make sure he's ready for Ensworth, because that will be for a district championship next week for the Red Raiders. Player down for ACA, as you can see. Now he pops back up, but a timeout has been called. So like we said, the schedule just sets up perfect for the Red Raiders. They survived at 3 straight games on the road with 3 straight wins. Going to CPA, winning by 40. Going to MBA and winning 45-18. And then across town at McCauley, knocking off the Blue Tornado 38-35. Is there a better scenario for a bye week than 3 straight road victories? Now 3 straight at home to end the regular season starting tonight against this Ambassador Christian team. Cherry again rolls out near side. Throws on the run.
Hank DeGennaro with the catch.
The sophomore wide receiver making the reception again.
And they ruled that incomplete.
Gotcha. Briggs Cherry throwing it well on the run. When he can roll out and throw.
Especially to his right, Jim.
And you can't plant. That is so much arm strength when you're rolling out either side. That one didn't quite go, but I think DeGennaro had a chance to bring that in, but the ball was well placed
and
again.
We've got a penalty flag at the 38-yard line.
Yes.
This officiating crew is taking some time tonight. We've had some deliberation here on the sidelines.
Come on, it's week 9 of the season. We've got this down by now.
Block in the back on the offense. 10-yard penalty, be second down.
We had an observation from callers on the radio show saying that more times now they're actually calling out the offending party on a hold or on a block in the back. Some officials do, some officials don't, but I guess they started doing that more and more just a couple of years ago. So sometimes they will say block in the back by number XX, but did not do that on that particular call.
Don't see it as much on the high school level as you do
exactly.
collegiately.
But you're seeing it more on the high school level than you did a couple of years ago, which I think is interesting. So the penalty against the Red Raiders. 3-man front, just a 3-man rush. Cherry with time, throws underneath and gets, that's smart. Gets half of it back. Penalized, reception made, and Hank comes back and makes the play that time.
DeGennaro with the catch. Gain of almost 9. So that gets most of the penalty yardage back, and now you're at 3rd and 10 from the 38.
3rd down, 10 yards to go. Red Raiders in Lions territory on this, their 3rd possession tonight. Cherry against the blitz. Finds a wide open back out of the backfield for a first down. And Ferguson makes the catch out of the backfield.
Man.
He was the check down guy. And when Briggs Cherry saw the linebacker, a little bit of a delayed blitz that time, he knocked it off and threw the short pass to the running back.
Ezekiel Kelly, number 2, just came barreling in on a delayed blitz and almost got to Briggs Cherry. The easiest read there is throwing into the blitz, and that meant action Jack with the reception, which moves the chains.
Nice first down by Ferguson out of the backfield. And Cherry knew where the check down was. Right up the middle with some running room. Nice moves right up the middle. That gives you a little reminder of 0, doesn't it? David Gabriel George is not playing tonight. about a gain of about 8 yards, maybe more than that. Gain about 9 on first down, 2nd down and 1. Inside the 15-yard line to the 13 after that 9-yard pickup. Play action this time in the end zone on the slant. And for the 2nd time tonight, Jamie and Theodore in the end zone on a 13-yard touchdown reception. 4:05 to play in the first quarter. Caden Dewey's been in the end zone once, and there you see number 1. Jamie and Theodore with a 25-yard touchdown reception a moment ago. 13 yards right there. And Briggs Cherry with 3 touchdown tosses so far tonight. That extra point is blocked.
Heck of an effort there by the Lions to come around the right side and he got 2 hands on the football.
So right up the gut that time in the extra point attempt. I think that was Townsend Yeoman's kicking right there for Baylor.
We'll take a look at this touchdown. Just a really nice slant to Jamie and Theodore. It was well covered.
Yeah, it sure
well
was.
Thrown. Strong hands, reeled it in, and another touchdown for the Red Raiders. They missed the extra point. That's about the only thing that's gone wrong here in the first quarter.
So it's 20-0. Baylor on top with 4:05 to play in the first quarter. Extra point blocked. So if you thought Baylor was going to have a little downtime, sandwiched in between 2 huge games, the win over McCauley and then at home against Ensworth next week, so far the first quarter's not been down.
They've come out very sharp.
The
rest led to no rust.
Those wide receivers are showing off a little bit so far tonight. And you give Briggs Cherry some time to throw, he will make the magic happen.
And when he hasn't had time, they've rolled him, which has made him absolutely deadly so far.
So the Lions will take 4:05 to play first quarter. Like we say, Jay Pogue, the head coach at ACA out of North Carolina, was the head coach at Heritage Christian in Dalton. And like I said, the Mocs have a player, running back Solomon Locke, who played for him. So he's well known in the area. His brother coaches at North Murray. I think his nephew is an assistant coach at Eastern Kentucky. So a football family to be sure.
Exact same play they started the last series with, just that little pitch pass. And another decent gain on first down for the Lions.
You haven't had much success running between the tackles so far tonight, but
Jim, they just don't have the size running back-wise to make a living doing that, at least early on.
But they've hit the edges and done well.
Yes. Gain of 4 on first. Not a bad start.
2nd down and 6 at the 24-yard line. Baylor with 3 touchdowns, a blocked extra point on the last TD. 20-0 in favor of the Red Raiders. Dropped in the backfield, thrown off the timing a little bit, and ooh, it's a pretty good pop right there. Again, when you throw off the timing like that, and in my opinion, offense is so much timing. Offensive line, things like that. You drop the football, you throw things off. It gives the defensive line and linebackers just another second for penetration, and sometimes that makes all the difference.
Jim, when you think about it, Michalak's fumble, that's a nice recovery to lose no yardage.
No
now
question.
You come up with 3rd and a possible
manageable.
3rd and 6.
Yeah. So no gain on that last play despite the fumble. Michalak in some trouble. Sets, throws it long. Feet get tangled and the ball incomplete.
That's why he's a freshman that starts. That was a big-time missile from Weston Michalak, who seemed to throw it. He lured the defense to the left, and then he was squared up and was going deep the entire time. Overshot his receiver. Late contact, but I don't think that ball was catchable. But what a cannon from number 11.
You see a penalty flag near the line of scrimmage as he tried to hit Knowledge Eccles on that long pass.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Wow.
It's automatic, first down.
And that penalty gives them a brand new set of downs, so they get out of jail on that one and move the sticks.
Well, he threw the ball in a crowd.
And we all followed the football, so it's hard to really diagnose what happened after the ball was thrown.
Other than the fact the officials thought whoever hit him could have held up, right?
Yep. Or was late.
So move it up to the 39-yard line. 39-yard line, first down and 10. Fresh set of downs. That may be the first down of the night. I think it is. Second. Hit in the backfield and nobody home.
No.
You running that big 99?
Jaden Arenas Michelle was there. The senior closed the door quickly on that one.
Yeah, it's not very often you're going to just bounce off him and then turn the corner.
Well, he got there about the same time as the football did.
And so that'll be a loss of about 3 yards on first down. Back to the 36-yard line, so sets up a second down and 13. Second and 13 for the Lions. Lions are 4-2-1 for the season. Yes, somehow they managed to tie a game. They played Raven Gap, you know, the team that Baylor's played the last several years. Play action that time. Michaelak rolls out, throws on the run.
Costamadio with great defense there, broke under on that route and got just enough of the football.
But that's all you have to do. As opposed to making contact, just got his arm out, deflected the football, and Mario making a nice play from that linebacker spot. Now you have a 3rd and 13 at the 36-yard line with 1:36 to play in the first quarter. Baylor 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns so far. It's been a wide receiver night. Jamian Theodore with 2 TD receptions and Caden Dewey with an 80-yarder on the first play from scrimmage for the Red Raiders.
Last time on 3rd and long, Michaelak went deep. Empty backfield on this one. 5 receivers in the pattern.
You better get quickly. Yeah, I was going to say, that's what happens. You know, in a situation like that where you're naked in the backfield, you don't have any help back there. There's no running back to pick up a blitzer, and pretty good job by the Red Raiders that time.
Credit Jacob Tate from his linebacker spot, got his hands on the football, and that ended that play. And the Lions will have to kick it again.
So they got a first down in the series via penalty, but couldn't extend the drive. So ACA will punt it away with time. Jamian Theodore gets away from the football. And
good decision.
I was
Just get away from that football.
The Lions are going to let it roll. Yeah, keep going. Trying to use the win factor. Bringing it all the way down to the 12-yard line.
Tempting for Jamian, but you're up 3 possessions. You've dominated the first quarter.
Why put that in jeopardy, right?
Right.
Red Raiders take over with 1:18 to play in the first quarter. Baylor looking for win number 7 of the season. Coming into the game 6-0, 3-0 in the district, 3-0 at home, 3-0 on the road, and the 3-0 on the road are the last 3 games they played were all on the road. Then the game at Brentwood Academy that they didn't play. Started at the 23. Play action again. Dumping it off underneath. Running room, in traffic, breaking a tackle, breaking another. Spin move at the 45, up to the 46, up to the 47.
Colby Barrett, the senior. That time they had 2 receivers on that side of the field. Caden Dewey and Colby Barrett, and Colby just kind of snuck under, found the soft spot, and then turned it upfield quickly.
Sometimes you just send those speedsters deep, and then you find someone underneath, and Great fight for some extra yards that time. Barrett gives the Red Raiders a first down at the 47-yard line. Cherry play action. Wow.
Cherry hit and a flag. They have brought Ezekiel Kelly on blitzes numerous times tonight.
He's all of 5'9", 185.
It's going to be declined. It's going to be declined.
And that was
holding.
So it's a holding
on the
call.
Offense. That penalty has been declined. It'll be second down.
Pick up your flag. There you go.
So Kelly did his job on that
Yes,
play.
he did.
About the third time they brought him, and he got home.
And he's been delayed on that blitz. So initially you think, okay, everything's okay if you're an offensive lineman. Then he comes on that delay and has been able to find a seam.
And until you stop it, you'll continue to see that.
Cherry with a screen pass. Complete to Ferguson at the 40, and then good defense that time by the Lions. Wow.
Cherry with a pump fake to the left, and he went back to Jack Ferguson, and the Lions were there to snuff that out.
Again, that kind of the safe play in my opinion. So the first quarter comes to an end, and a good first quarter for the Red Raiders. This is already the fourth possession of the game for Baylor. Like I said, Red Raiders are 3 of 3, 3 possessions so far, 3 touchdowns. The only sin of the night, a blocked extra point on touchdown number 3, and the first quarter ends with the Red Raiders owning a 20-0 lead.
Please turn your attention to the field, where tonight we are honoring team members and coaches from the 2024 TSSAA Division II AA State Championship Baylor Girls Soccer Team. Coach Curtis Blair's team finished the 2024 season 18-4-2 overall, with a 50-16 scoring advantage and a 9-0 mark in home games. They were ranked as high as 26th in the nation by Max Preps. The 2024 team also became the first in program history to not allow a goal at the state tournament in consecutive years. This 2024 state championship made it back-to-back girls championships for Baylor. The 2025 team is currently in quest of a third straight title. Join me again in congratulating your girls soccer state champions.
Part of the homecoming celebration on campus this week. Cherry with time. Now that time runs out.
Nice pass rush that time by the Lions. They had Nija Bonique and looked like Matai Greer applying the pressure. And that is the first time the Red Raiders have been stopped on a possession tonight.
First punt of the evening for Baylor as we begin quarter number 2. And we don't see Baylor punting very often, but enters Sam Shutters. And the Red Raiders to punt it away on their 4th possession of the night.
Boy, that's a kick Sam is going to want back.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, that's out at the 31-yard line. If that was a golf shot, we would call that the old hosel rocket.
Everyone had the week off. So starting at what, the 30, I think they're going to say 32.
Here's an opportunity
Yes.
for the Baylor defense to shut the door. And if you're the Lions, you have to have points right here on this possession.
You got a short field, and how many of those are you going to get tonight, you think? Starting at the 32-yard line, first down, 10 yards to go. Red Raiders showing some blitz. Let's see if they're coming. Handoff right up the gut that time. Quick trap. Gain of a couple to the 30-yard line on first down. Two-yard pickup on first down. Pass complete, short pass, good. Still shy of the first down stick, as you can see on that far sideline. Inside the 30 and brought down around the 25, 26-yard line. There's you down at the 25 for a 5-yard pickup. It'll be third down, let's say a long 2 or a short 3. Short 3 seems more accurate. So third down, about 3 yards to go. And the quick passing game is indeed their game. In and off up the middle. I don't think between the tackles is their game.
Joey Limbo had a couple of good carries, but that one snuffed out again. And again, we say big number 99, Jaden Arenas Michelle, leads the charge to stop that play.
Like I said, their success has been short passing game. On the edge, trying to turn the corner, even quickly up the middle has not worked a whole lot. And I'm going to call this a what the heck play, or how many times I'm going to get a chance. I think the Lions are going to go for it here on fourth down, and they're going to talk it over before they do. As you can see, 9:29 to play in the first half. Red Raiders with a 20-0 lead. First play from scrimmage for Baylor. Briggs Cherry hit Caden Dewey on an 80-yard touchdown pass. That was 18 seconds into the game. One play, 80 yards, time of possession, 11 seconds. Cherry to Caden Dewey for 80. And then Briggs Cherry hit Jamian Theodore twice for touchdowns, a 25-yarder and a 13-yarder. And on that third touchdown, the extra point was blocked. So it's 20-0, Red Raiders on top. Dewey's caught 1. Theodore's caught 2 touchdown receptions so far tonight. They're going to go for 3 right here. So you're talking about a 42-yard field goal. And blocked. What John Madden always say when you hear that second thump, hear the thump of kicking the football. When you hear that second thump, something has gone wrong.
You know, on that one, it seemed like that was a little bit out of his range, so you have to start the ball, you have to drive through it and start it lower, and the Red Raiders just blew that up.
Yeah, that low trajectory doesn't work all the time. Field goal attempt blocked.
So the Red Raiders survive that one, keep points off the board.
Yeah, survive a short kick, which is not quite the same as a turnover, but it gave a short field to the Lions, and they were unable to take advantage. And again, when you're trying for an upset, you got to take advantage of things just like that. 9:22 to play in quarter number 2. Pass complete near side, trying to give it a little ground that time is Caden Dewey. Pass complete, but not for much. And it is still Briggs Cherry in there at the quarterback spot for the Red Raiders. Yeah, that pass completed for a loss of 2 from the 38 to the 36. But again, good coverage. I'll give the Lions a lot of credit. Snipped that out well. 3-man front, 3 linebackers. Let's see if anyone else is coming. JP with the carry up the gut that time.
Solid. Took what the defense gave him, really what his offensive line created, kept his balance, and used his eyes that time. That is an outstanding gain. That's 7 on second, which brings up a manageable 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5 after the 2-yard loss. Jean-Pierre Etu with a 7-yard carry on the second down play, setting up a third down. 3 receivers kind of stacked on the far side, going near side, pass complete to Theodore, right at midfield. That's enough for a first down. So that will move the sticks.
Really nice job holding on to the football. He got torqued up a little bit by the Lion defense, and it would be easy to knock that ball out, but number 1 kept that high and tight.
And brings it down to the Lions' 48-yard line. So the Red Raiders in ACA, Ambassador Christian Academy, out of Huntersville, North Carolina. Cherry in trouble once again. Dumps it off. And the pass incomplete.
And we got a flag here.
I think Cherry went down late.
Nija Bonique.
Yes, was there in the backfield, and
his body language is telling me he's a little frustrated with that.
But he's pointing the other way. He's saying it's on the Red Raiders.
Holding.
Yeah.
Number 74 offense.
There you go.
Replay first down. Injury timeout.
Xavier Wade called for the hold, and Nija Bonique did his job there. Maybe frustrated with the hold, but he blew the play up. That's the second time in as many possessions, Jim, as the Lions have gotten
good penetration.
Nice pressure on Briggs Cherry.
And again, I'm not sure where the blitzes or delayed blitzes are coming on, or
maybe he just
how much
beat
they
his man.
twist or whatever it is.
Yep. But they've been effective at
yes,
times.
they have. I agree. Well, Jay Polk had a whole lot of success in Dalton, no question about that, at Christian Heritage. Well-respected guy. As a coach, they had some really good years. And then took this opportunity and packed up the truck and moved to Huntersville.
How about this empty backfield? 5 wide.
5 in the pattern, 2 left, 3 right. Cherry hitting Jamie and Theodore.
Again, really smart play by Briggs that time. They brought a blitz. The man was free. He got rid of the football quickly. It turned into positive yardage. Second and still long.
Does he ever sweat? Do you think Briggs Cherry ever sweats?
Just has such he just has such control of this offense. You just never see him rattled.
He just looked like one confident character. Throws it so effortlessly, and he's surrounded by a lot of talent. Don't get me wrong, but he handles that football every play. Throwing it long. Just out of the outstretched arms on the near side.
Boy, great effort there by Hank DeGennaro. And Jim, you recall we used to say the same things about Whit Muschamp.
No question.
Which tells me the Baylor coaching staff does a fantastic job of preparing their quarterbacks to play that position.
I just think in anything you do, if you're prepared, whether you're giving a speech or making an insurance presentation, whatever it is, if you're prepared, you're confident, and I think that just shows. I just think this is a very confident bunch when they step on the field every week. Cherry throws it out to Ferguson that time. Couldn't get past that first one, and so on a 3rd down and long, Red Raiders are unable to convert.
Sorry, Jim. Well defended and solid open field tackling by the Lions that time. There was nowhere for Action Jack Ferguson to go.
So flared it out to Ferguson, who's made a couple of nice plays so far tonight, but on that 3rd down and long, Red Raiders unable to convert and will be forced to punt for the second time tonight.
Second punt of the night.
And they've been back-to-back, am I right? Yeah. Yeah, first 3 possessions for Baylor, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Last 2, punt, punt.
And let's give Sam Shutter
That's
some
a nice
credit.
one. Look at that roll.
He unloaded on this baby.
When you get those to roll dead at the 6-yard line, you've done exactly what you wanted to do. That is make the Lions go 94 yards with 6 minutes and 32 seconds to play in the first half. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 6. Weston Michalak, quarterback, 6'3", 195 freshman. And I would say this, he doesn't play like a freshman.
He's got a senior arm, that's for sure, when he has got a cannon.
He's made some pretty good decisions so far tonight, and some of those decisions are thrown away. Hasn't had a lot of duress. Running back gets back to the line of scrimmage, but I don't think got too much more. Line of scrimmage to start, 6-yard line. Deloche with the carry. And picks up, they're going to give him one hard-fought yard and make it 2nd down and 9 at the 7-yard line. That's how aggressive Baylor is defensively here. Low snap, going between the tackles once again. Getting a little daylight for a moment.
Well, in this situation, Jim, field position is actually the 12th man for the Red Raiders, because the Lions down 3 possessions have to be relatively conservative with being inside the 10 before that play. Now you're at the 11 or 12. It's 3rd and 4. You have a little room to operate here.
3rd down and just over 4. Single setback. One receiver left to right, going between the tackles once again. And battling to maybe get that 1st down. I think he's going to be just short.
They're going to move the chains.
Really?
The official on the far sideline said move the chains.
So they did start from the 6. See, I'm looking at the football, and I don't see it at the 16. I see it just short, but that's, you know what? Okay. 1st and 10. So converting and picking up the 3rd down at the 16-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 16. Michalak's pass complete at about the 22, and then a little 5-yard extra by Knowledge Eccles on the reception. It's a receiver we talked about that has a lot going for him. 6'4", 195. And he picks up 11 yards to the 27-yard line, where it's another 1st and 10. Michalak hands it off, hit in the backfield and dropped. That'll be a loss on 1st down. So the line of scrimmage at 27-yard line, he's hit around the 24. Maybe wrestles his way to the 25. That's a loss of 2 on 1st down to the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 12. Nice.
Again, we say Jaden Arenas Michelle and Emery Julian.
Yeah.
Part of that onslaught.
A TFL, tackle for loss, on that 1st down play.
Cash Freeman in now on the defensive line.
2 receivers left, drops the football, and wisely has to just fall on it. Again, that's not a freshman philosophy right there. Most guys try to pick it up, and then all of a sudden the ball is free. The best play, Coach Nix taught me that, just fall on the football and give yourself another chance, but more negative yards.
How about Cash Freeman? He comes in, usually plays center, plays D-line, and ends up with a tackle for loss. 55. Hitting the stat. That's got to be a thrill for a center.
No question. To be able to hit
finally,
someone instead of getting hit.
Get one.
That's a loss of 7 more. It's 3rd and 19. Michalak throws, sets almost. Oh,
Wow.
you could feel the pick 6 on that one, right? Breaking on the football nicely, but just not being able to bring it in.
Jamie and Theodore would love to have that one back. It was intended for Tyler Williams, but there were 2 Red Raiders between him and the football. Luckily for the Lions, that wasn't picked off for a pick 6.
He's got 2 or 3 tougher catches already tonight in the end zone. Well, he broke on that ball perfectly. You could just tell he was reading the quarterback eyes, saw him look to that side, broke on the football. The only thing he didn't do, something he's pretty darn good at, and that's catch it. Lions to punt. And it'll roll inside the 40 and right near the 35.
The Lions kicking game, aside from the opening onside kick that didn't work, they have done a great job at stiff arming and really trying to flip the field.
So 2:33 to play in the first half. Baylor scored all 20 of their points in the first quarter. Shut out in the second quarter thus far.
It's been a frustrating second quarter for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, it has.
JP at 2 at running back, number 25. Here comes Briggs Cherry. You would think the Baylor coaching staff wants to see the same sharp execution the game started with that they should end the half with here.
I just don't know how much they want to show. Getting ready for a championship game next week against Ensworth. At 2 with some running room. Bouncing off right guard and tackle and crossing the 40-yard line.
JP has got the physical presence.
He sure does.
And the burst to really be a 25-carry running back for the Red Raiders.
I was going to say, there ain't a lot of teams that he would not be the starting guy, right?
Right.
This happens to be one of them, though.
This happens to be in the universe of all-world David Gabriel Georges. But how about this run?
Nice. He just strung it out, saw that opening and cut it upfield and got the first down. Smart play. And again, he's got a little afterburner to him, doesn't he?
Especially in the open field.
Brings it up to the 49-yard line. Red Raiders still in their own territory. So Baylor right now, goal number 1 is just not to give the football back to the Lions. So bottom line, goal 1 is to hang on to it for another minute and 35 seconds.
Well, you need to play this like it's this. You need to start over here and reboot your offense. You need to play this like it's 0-0 and get some points on the board before halftime.
Trying right here, throwing it long, and it's incomplete.
That was 7-on-7. Beckham Stokes, number 7. And Trendon Williams, the junior, at defensive back for the Lions. That was just outstanding defense. Maybe a touch overthrown.
Stokes playing his first game of the year. One of the guys that came back after the open date, after the bye week, he said, we did get a talented wide receiver and a sophomore Beckham Stokes back. And they've targeted him 2 or 3 times tonight, trying to go long that time, saying we'll come back on 2nd and 10. Cherry with time, going long again, has a receiver, and that is caught for a score. Judah Smith with the catch.
Wow. An even tighter throw, solid catch. Judah Smith with a touchdown.
Tried long left, that didn't work. I got an idea. Let's go long right. That one works. Let's see if it stands. I don't think it does it.
Personal foul. White, number 3, going to enforce that penalty on the PAT.
There you go. 4th touchdown
enforced
of the
on
night.
The PAT.
Naja Bonique with some pressure on there, but he got there. He did not get there in time, and the result, another touchdown. Their first touchdown of the second quarter for the Red Raiders.
And the 4th touchdown completion for Briggs Cherry tonight. 4 of them.
The personal foul will be forced on the kickoff. On the kickoff.
Just multiple choice. Trying the EP right here.
And for the extra point, this is Ella Metzner. And Ella bangs it through.
She's got a couple of points so far this year. With the extra point on that one. Let's mark down Ella Metzner's extra point. So Cherry to Judah Smith for the touchdown. And then the extra point. 51-yard touchdown reception. And Red Raiders back on the board at the 1:11 mark. Let's take another look.
Briggs going right the whole way. Single coverage, separation. Just drops another dime, Jim. Judah Smith reels it in for the touchdown.
He had enough time to pick out the one-on-one coverage.
Really found it at the line of scrimmage and just took advantage of it. And the separation Judah Smith made that an easy completion from 51 yards out.
So that was 4 plays in a minute 22. 65 yards is a total drive, and that Briggs cherry to Judah Smith completion for 51. And Ella Metzner with the extra point for the Red Raiders. If you normally kick it in the end zone and you're kicking off from the opponent's 45, I'd put this through the uprights.
JP's got the leg to do it.
They tried the onside.
Goodness gracious. JP at 2 almost barreled through everybody and ended up in the end zone with an onside kick. He's still down. JP's still down in the end zone.
So 27-0 in favor of the Red Raiders. That almost worked like a charm, didn't it?
That was almost unbelievable. Coach Kimry out there now with the training staff to look at number 25 JP at 2.
Wow.
Looks like the left leg.
I'm just
JP
saying.
at 2, he cannot put weight on it.
He's been inserted at the running back spot tonight. That would be the least likely play you would think he would get hurt on, right?
But Jim, he barreled through everybody.
Yeah, he sure did.
To get that football. Gabe Osenda comes on the field to help his teammate off the field.
It's one of the things the Red Raiders certainly wanted to avoid tonight.
So the Lions start at the 3.
Let's see who's the aggressor here. Meaning, if you get him down right here, do you call timeout?
Once again, CJ Deloach with the carry, but that just goes absolutely nowhere. Maxim Sukanyako with the tackle there.
And the answer is yes. Red Raiders do indeed call the timeout, so they're going to milk it for all it's worth and hope they could get the football back in the short field. So it'll be second down and maybe lost a yard, right? Lost a yard.
May have lost 2. Well, it's between it's just touching the 2.
Yeah.
Just past the 2-yard line. So probably, let's call it a loss of 1.
Good first half for the Red Raiders. Started the game a little controversy or confusion as the Lions tried an onside kick.
Well, the Lions obviously saw something on tape that led them to believe they could get that aggressive on the first play of the game, and they almost had it. The ball didn't travel 10 yards, and that backfired on them, and they've been swimming upstream ever since.
Maybe the biggest play of the game was not getting that possession on the onside kick, because Baylor came back on their first play from scrimmage and scored from 80 yards out. 2nd down and 11. Getting the handoff.
Once again, they go to Deloach, and that looks like a safety.
I don't know. Remember, it's the same thing as going the other way. If you break the plane to get out of the end zone, you're out.
Well, that's going to be the call.
And again, he didn't make it by more than 5 inches, I don't think.
Half a helmet.
Yeah, I actually think that is a beneficial spot, be honest with you. Because I think he made it out by the penetration, but he didn't make it out by much. So that's another negative.
Boy, I would not. I know they like C.J. Deloach, but you got to find a different play here. That thing is.
That play might be quick kick.
Blown up from the get-go.
Watch this.
Let's see.
Well, he goes nowhere. Yeah, Baylor players all signaling safety.
I mean, it was close.
It was about as close as you can get.
Great replay there. That was about.
But when they talk about scoring a touchdown and breaking the plane, it's the same way the other way.
So the minute he breaks the plane, it's not a safety.
Correct. So as soon as he had some sort of penetration out of the end zone, it is not a safety. So his forward progress gives him, that 6-inch line or whatever it is. But
so you got to be careful here on 3rd and 12. The back nose of the football is almost on the goal line.
No matter how you snap the football, you're going to be in your own end zone.
And if you run this out of the shotgun,
watch this.
You're 5 yards deep in your own end zone.
If I'm Baylor, talk about coming after someone. No, that's a great shot. Wow.
Michalak had no options there. His best decision was to roll to his right and just get rid of the football.
I don't know if he was looking for someone, because I thought for a moment, I go, there's too much time. You're not going to run around for 40 seconds or whatever it is.
Honestly, Jim, I don't know if there was a player in that part of the field where he threw the football.
But he was outside the tackle box.
So that means it's all good.
Yeah.
That was job one. Get outside the tackle box and get rid of the football. Now your punter is almost out of the end zone. He's about a foot inside the end, maybe 2 feet inside the end zone. And look at that.
There is a safety.
Bingo. What great camera work.
Perfect.
Fantastic. Bad snap. Safety.
I don't think he was ready for that.
I don't think so either.
That came too soon. I'm not surprised there's a safety. I'm just surprised it came on a play like that. Well, you couldn't have gotten a better look. Perfect look, you guys. Awesome. So with 39 seconds to play, and remember on a safety,
they have to kick from the 20.
Baylor gets the 2 points and they get the football back with 39 seconds left.
Let's take a look at this again.
Was he ready? I guess he was.
Had the hands up. That was just a terrible snap.
But it seemed like it came
and I don't know
too
if he
fast.
I don't know if he ever got his hands on the football.
Yeah, that was a little weird. You just feel like the snap count was off, or
once again
he was looking somewhere else at that last second.
Well, that's on him, because I don't think you called many audibles punting from your own end zone. That's on the kicker right there.
So now you have your choice from the 20. You can punt it or you can place kick it. You put on the tee and kick it, or you can punt it if you want to after a safety.
Well, they've been up to the challenge flipping the field with the kicking game. They're going to need it right here, because any more points
And
we're in the mercy rule, which
rule
means
land
the
in
clock
the second
doesn't
half.
stop.
So again, you can punt or place kick. They're going to opt to place kick, and you could see putting it on the tee, but Baylor's still going to come out of this with pretty darn good field position, you would think.
They've also fired a line drive kick in between
You're
the
right.
two returners
Yeah.
from Baylor tonight. They're a little closer now. And what an awesome kick. What an awesome job by the Lions.
Jamian Theodore gets past 1, gets past 2, gets past 3. Still on his feet.
Lions bring him down. We got to give a shout out to their kicker,
Yeah.
Xander Austin, number 45.
I agree.
That's a pressure kick. It doesn't lead to any offensive points, but it may have created a lifeline for their defense to get out of the half here, down only 29-0. And I say only because with the way the Red Raiders have heated up on offense, this field change is huge.
Right, Red Raiders football, 28 seconds to play in the half.
And
we've had a whole lot tonight.
We've had a lot
had
going
debates
on,
on
and
onside kicks and safeties, and
I think you're going to
big
have
plays.
a couple of deep shots here.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They're going to get Jamie and Theodore for being offsides, I think.
It was a snap count
When
off.
you know
of
that
it.
deep ball is coming, everybody wants to get a running start on that baby.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 1 offense, replaying first down.
So a couple of penalties tonight on the Red Raiders, that being one of them. A little 5-yard Cherry. Yeah, that's what we expected. Not quite double coverage that time, and probably pretty wise on Jamie and Theodore, who burned him a couple of times.
Jamie had the separation, the football not the right location to reel that one in.
But there was double coverage that time, and Briggs Cherry's pretty good at picking out that one-on-one situation because I think he just has a lot of confidence in those receivers, and I understand why.
I don't blame him. Colby Barrett in now at receiver in the slot.
Running room. 40, 45, 50, and hit out of bounds inside the 40-yard line.
Action Jack Ferguson gets out of bounds, stops the clock, 13 seconds left. A tremendous gain. They caught the Lions in a great defense for that play.
All the way down to the 40. Well, you saw the Red Raiders take a couple of shots, and I think that's what ACA thought was going to happen again.
Sure.
Red Raiders come back and find a soft spot in the defense, and Jack Ferguson with a nice game. Cherry near sideline. Maybe a little bit quick on the jump, but still making the catch on the near sideline.
Rich Cherry hit low, and it looks like hit late. That's a standout completion. Dangerous play for a quarterback. They're basically defenseless. So there's a flag down.
Are they saying no catch?
Holding.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Number 67 on
Okay.
the offense. Replay the previous down.
I stand corrected on that.
No, we thought it was going to be a late hit. And then when everyone started going the other direction, I said, did we miss a completion? Either you throw in the end zone or you take a knee. 6 seconds left. So right at midfield. On the penalty, it'll be 1st and 20. Right at midfield, right at the 50-yard line. Ferguson again. Up the middle and tripped up.
So to your point, Jim, yes, a lot has happened, and we have a lot to talk about. Goodness gracious. It's been a long first half.
They put a second back on.
Timeout. Offense with 1 second on the clock.
Well, why not?
That is their last timeout of the half.
They don't carry over. And when you've got this kind of horsepower offensively, you've got a chance to blow this thing to a different level and start the mercy rule.
I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if the mercy rule is, if you can come away with a win, go 7-0, and again, it'd be much easier with a running clock in the second half. Mercy rule is 30. In the second half, it's automatic.
Lions will start the third quarter on offense. But right now, they're just trying to get into the locker room.
So I said a moment ago, do you take a knee or throw it deep? If you call the timeout, you're not taking a knee.
Yep. And they have
so you're taking a shot.
They've got Braxton Rain, their tight end, on the near side, 3 receivers on the far side.
And when they run this formation again, they've gone to that short side. They've gone to that single receiver. Cherry. And that's what he does. He looks for...
And if Braxton Rain could have stayed on his feet, he might have caught that football. He was in position.
In a crowd.
And got his legs tangled up.
You don't think that's what he's talking about right now, do you?
You know what he's going to tell the coaches? Let's try that again.
Look at Braxton Rain. He is not a small individual. He would have won that jump ball situation, I think. Braxton Rain, the tight end, targeted on the last play, had an opportunity, but couldn't quite keep the feet. And so the Red Raiders will take a 29-0 lead into the locker room at halftime. Good first half for the Red Raiders, starting with the first play from scrimmage.
Didn't take long to light up the scoreboard. Briggs Cherry to Caden Dewey. And he outruns the field. First play of the game. 11 seconds later, the Red Raiders have their first touchdown. Then Briggs Cherry rolls to his right. He's going to spot Jamie and Theodore, who tight ropes for the second touchdown. Then Jamie and again on the slant. That makes it 20-0. The extra point was blocked. And then Cherry, and then the Red Raiders are going to return the favor, blocking this kick. That would snuff out a drive for the Lions, and that sets the table for the offense. Cherry, one more time, to his right to Judah Smith from 51 yards out. That makes it 27-0. They add a safety late, and as we go to the half, the Red Raiders lead it 29-0.
Yeah, there's the safety that just went through the hands of the punter for ACA when he was punting from his own end zone. So that makes it 29-0. Red Raiders on top of ACA. And let's enjoy halftime and find out the homecoming court.
Representatives. Your 9th grade representatives are Cora Stowe and Wyatt Bravanshaw. Cora is a 4-year day student from Signal Mountain. She's a member of the cross-country and lacrosse teams. She is an active member of Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Cora is the daughter of Julie and Patrick Stowe. Wyatt is a 3-year day student from Signal Mountain. He's a member of the football, basketball, and lacrosse teams at Baylor. He is the son of Jason and Sarah Provanshaw. Cora Stowe and Wyatt Provanshaw. Your 10th grade representatives are Izzy Gates and Logan Smith. Izzy is a 5-year day student from Chattanooga, Tennessee. She's the founding member of the Pickleball Club, a member of Baylor's Community Service Program, and participated in Baylor's production of Hello Dolly last spring. She is the daughter of Lucy and Billy Gates. Logan is a 5-year day student from Chattanooga. He serves on Honor Council, the FCA leadership team, and the Red Circle. He was a sophomore leader for Habitat for Humanity and is a member of the basketball team. He is the son of Kelly and Craig Smith, Izzy Gates, and Logan Smith. Your 11th grade representatives are Lee Dalton and Henry Kelly. Lee is a 3-year boarding student from Charlottesville, Virginia. She plays on the Baylor lacrosse team, is a member of Baylor's community service program, and is a proud resident of Harrison Hall. Lee is the daughter of Mary and Judd Dalton. Henry is a 2-year day student from Signal Mountain. Henry is a member of the varsity lacrosse and football teams and served as a counselor for Baylor summer camps. He is the son of Beth and Jeff Kelly, Lee Dalton, and Henry Kelly. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to present the senior members of the fall ball court. This year we are honoring 5 senior male students and 5 senior female students, all of whom represent the Baylor spirit. First up, Luisa Garcia and Daniel Bruce. Luisa is a 3-year boarding student from Sao Paulo, Brazil. She serves as a prefect in Lawrence Hall and is a member of Baylor's varsity pickleball team. Luisa is the daughter of Roberta and Anderson Garcia. Daniel Bruce is a 7-year day student from Chattanooga. He is a member of the varsity track and field team and serves as the president of the Science and Engineering Club. He is also an FCA and wildlife leader. Daniel is the son of Julie and Jeremy Bruce. Luisa Garcia and Daniel Bruce. Next up, Taryn Harris and George Coyle. Taryn is a 4-year boarding student from Atlanta, Georgia. She's the president of Baylor Church, a prefect in Harrison Hall, plays varsity pickleball, and serves as president of Students Today, Alumni Tomorrow. She is the daughter of Asoki Harris and Terrence Harris. George is a 4-year boarding student from Gainesville, Georgia. He is a 4-year member of the soccer team, served on the Boarding Admissions Council, is a prefect in Lupton, and has been active in Young Life. He is the son of Leanne and Jim Coyle, Taryn Harris, and George Coyle. Next are Mary Holmes Phillips and George Emmendorfer. Mary Holmes is a 4-year boarding student from Augusta, Georgia. She's a prefect in Lawrence, a wildlife leader, and serves on the Boarding Admissions Council. She's also a member of the Raider Race Team, Quad Pod, Latino Union Club, Mahjong Club, and Sustainability Club. She is the daughter of Gilchrist and John Phillips. George is a 5-year day student from Cleveland, Tennessee. He is a member of the varsity wrestling team. George is the son of Christy and Brad Emmendorfer, Mary Holmes Phillips, and George Emmendorfer. Next, Aubrey Olinger and Timmy Mitch. Aubrey is a 4-year day student from Soddy Daisy, Tennessee. She's a wildlife leader, a member of the Sporting Clays team, and participates in Young Life and Spirit Club. She is the daughter of Brandon and Taylor Olinger. Timmy is a 5-year day student from Signal Mountain, Tennessee. He is a member of the varsity football team, student leadership board, and Red Circle. He is also the co-founder of the Baylor Sports Talk Club. Timmy is the son of Gina Mitch and Tim Mitch. Aubrey Olinger and Timmy Mitch. Next up, Mary Harper Warren and Cole Rose. Mary Harper is a 7-year day student from Hickson. She serves as a captain for the cheer team and worked Baylor summer camps. Mary Harper is the daughter of Chrissy and Mitchell Warren. Cole is a 7-year day student from Chattanooga. Cole serves as a proud letterman, member of the varsity track and field team, and is active with Young Life. Cole is the son of Richard and Kristen Rose. Mary Harper Warren and Cole Rose. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your 2025 Baylor Fall Ball Court. The senior fall ball king and queen will be announced at the dance tomorrow night. Please join me in congratulating our class representatives and the senior fall ball court. have this information earlier. The umpire is Tom Sheets. The line judge is Ricky Newbill. The referee is Steve Tompkins. The line judge is Tyke Gooden. The back judge is Edmund Garby. The electric clock operator is Daniel Davis. The side judge is Tyler Rapper. The field judge is Nick Sanders. And the play clock operator, Darian Burkholder.
All right, go for video whenever you.
Baylor School, who's ready to make some noise?
29-0 in favor of the Red Raiders as we get ready to start quarter number 3. Try to find some other scores. Macaulay leads Knox Catholic on the road 13-7. That's in the second quarter. See if I can find a couple other scores. Red Bank leading McMinn County 14-3. I think that game is going to halftime. And the right score on this one, that makes me feel better. Cleveland leading Bearden 21-3. Cleveland head coach, of course, was on the staff here. And that's a little bit of an update. Not a lot of games. I shouldn't say that. And the fact that there's, I think the number is 114 games played in the state of Tennessee tonight. And there you see the kickoff is quarter number 3 underway here at Haywood Stadium. And again, a very picturesque sun-setting start of the day. Nothing's cooling off a little bit. Perfect football weather.
Feels like a long time since we've seen some football with the long homecoming halftime. Red Raiders start out on defense.
Lions with the possession out of Huntersville, North Carolina. ACA, Ambassador Christian Academy. And the freshman quarterback, 6'3", 195, Weston Michaelak. Direct snap, it hit in the backfield. That looked like it was going to go for just a second.
Boy, a little different look that time.
Yeah.
Little wildcat, which that's easy to do out of the shotgun. Notice before the snap, running back and Michaelak awfully close together, and now you see why.
I thought they're just good friends.
As you, as you said, Jim, a play that started with promise really netted only 2 yards thanks to the nice closure speed of the Baylor defense.
So second down, about 8. Michaelak, single setback. A little low snap again. They keep trying between the tackles, don't they?
They're determined. That's Joey Limbo again. Joey Limbo is 5'8" and every bit of 205. And he's demonstrating some toughness tonight. It's tough to make a living in between the Redwoods against that Baylor defense.
Yeah, Baylor has shut down a lot of folks like that, a lot of bigger folks than that. Now they send him in motion, end up with 3 receivers left, setting up that screen pass complete far side and complete enough for a first down. Travis Barton making the catch.
The key to that, Jim, is those receivers on the outside, they have to block well. That's why that play was successful. And coaches like to tell their receivers, when you block, you get the rock.
That's exactly right. Up to the 30-yard line, just enough for a Lions first down. So 1st and 10 for the Lions.
Number 1, Travis Barton, wide here on the near side. He is really has been their most effective receiver to date, and he has not been very active tonight.
Barton and Eccles are the 2 that they seem to target the most. Middle of the field, and that's through the arms of Tyler Williams. They had found a little seam, a little dead spot in that zone, and yet maybe delivered that fastball a little bit too quickly, and Williams just couldn't put the clamps on it.
Tyler should have had that one.
Yes, I agree.
And to get Jim to your point, you're on the road. You want to make a statement. You want to produce an upset. You've got to make plays like that.
Yeah, you got to win more than your 50-50 share, those 50-50 balls, right? And I don't think they've made enough plays. That's why the score's 29-0. Second down, 10 yards to go. Looking in the backfield this time. Throwing it in the middle, trying to hit the tight end. That doesn't work either. So all of a sudden it's third down. Third down.
Troy Adelpher, 6'5",
Yeah.
240 from his tight end spot. Should be a matchup nightmare. Just a break in concentration that time.
Yeah, you'd think you would target him more often because you could see some mismatches he could create, like we saw Braxton Rain do, the tight end for Baylor.
And Braxton, by the way, checks in. Number 18 checks in on defense now for the Red Raiders.
Third down, trouble, and brought down. Is that the first sack of the night?
Keaton Whaley, number 15, came in strong, turned the play inside, and finished the sack on the quarterback.
Just had no time. As soon as he dropped back, and that's a good 5-step drop, right? Dropped straight back, and by the time he was ready to set and throw.
Never really got set. He was just under pressure from the jump, and the Lions will start the third quarter with a 3-and-out.
So fourth down for the Lions. Forced to punt the football away. Red Raiders should get pretty good field position, although I'd say that one of the better parts of the Lions game has been the kicking game so far tonight. That over-the-shoulder fair catch made somewhere around the 38, 39-yard line.
Well, you always worry when you go over the shoulder.
Yes.
But let's credit number 1, Jamie Theodore. He's got great hands and
really does.
Reeled the catch in.
Yeah, the only catch that Jamie Theodore hasn't made tonight was on defense when
on that interception.
I was ready for the pick six.
Yes.
First possession, second half for the Red Raiders, who have, as you can see, a 29-0 lead. 9:34 to play in quarter number 3.
Briggs Cherry and Jack Ferguson in the backfield.
I think we'll see a lot of him in this second half. Look at that. He makes a little something out of nothing that time. Picks up about 5 or 6 or 7 yards.
Nice vision.
Nice run.
By Jack Ferguson. Like to call him Action Jack. He's from Signal. If you know, you know.
He picks up 6 yards, second down and 4.
Great way to start a drive.
Sure. And again, I have a hunch the Red Raiders are going to keep it on the ground as much as possible. I'm not sure how long we'll see Briggs Cherry, maybe this only possession. Ferguson again, and he'll pick up the first down, moving in Lion territory. Angles his way to his left, crosses the 50 and gets up to the 48 or 49-yard line.
They brought the tight end Braxton Rain to the near side to set the table. They outnumbered him on the edge there, and it's another nice gain for Jack Ferguson.
Player down for ACA, as you can see, and I just love Jack Ferguson's not the biggest guy in the world for sure, but boy, once he gets going, he's got more determination.
It takes about 2 steps for that motor to hit full speed.
And then when you have Braxton Rain, that sophomore tight end, we talked about him a moment ago, when he can lead the charge and pave the way for you, good things are going to happen.
Really complete football player, nice hands, physical.
And he's just going to get better and better, I think.
One thing about it, you play tight end for Baylor, and you're on the field, you can block and catch. E. Kelly shaken up. Number 2 will check out for the Lions.
So a momentary timeout. First down. I thought a generous spot for Baylor up to the 47-yard line where it'll be first down. Clock starts running once again with 8:35 and counting to play in the third quarter. And again, we are well aware of the mercy rule, which is 30. And Baylor with a 29-0 lead. A 30-point lead and the clock keeps on running. Cherry over the middle, line drive, complete. At the 20, at the 15, at the 10, at the 5, and a spin move for the touchdown.
Hank D with the touchdown. Hank D. Gennaro, wide open, middle of the field, split the defense, and does a lot of this himself after the catch. Gets into the end zone, lights up the scoreboard. Number 13, hit 6 more for the Red Raiders.
Holding, number 7
I was going to say, I was already right.
Yardage gained for a first down.
I was already writing it down, and then they said, nope.
And nobody's more upset than the DeGennaro family. Goodness.
So that's one of those, the hold occurs downfield, meaning that's why it's a first down, but only at the 25-yard line because of the hold.
Wow.
So the hold occurs downfield, but that was a great individual effort. Ferguson doing the same, brings it down to about the 15, maybe the 16-yard line. He's picked up 9 or 10, depending on that spot when he went out of bounds. I think they're seeing, 16, so that may actually be better for the Red Raiders because it makes it 2nd down and 1. Things get a little compact inside the red zone here. Clock stopped, 8:02 to play third quarter as Ferguson got out of bounds. Red Raiders, 2 more home games. Ensworth next week will be for the district championship. Ferguson to run again, breaks a tackle, reverses his field. All that for no gain.
Ferguson tried to follow Braxton Rainey with the lead blocker there. The Lions slipped that block and snuffed it out. He went to his left, but just unable to get any kind of traction. Nice defense by the Lions that time.
But on a 2nd and 1, just enough for the first down. So he picks up 2 yards and sets up a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. So a 2nd and 1 at the 16, 1st and 10 at the 14. They're going to let Ferguson continue to be the workhorse as he works his way down to about the 5 or 6 yard line. That's to be a 7 or 8 yard pickup on that first down play.
And Jimmy started that run with both hands securing the football. Safety first, this close to the end zone.
Well, Eric Kimry pointed out, he said, quote, "We lost the turnover battle against McCauley. Normally you don't win games like that. In fact, he said, all the 5 goals we set game by game, we lost against McCauley and won the game." Into the end zone. There it is. Jack Ferguson with the touchdown. And the first time the Red Raiders have said, you know what? Let's go on the ground for a score tonight.
Lions thought they had that play sealed off. Jack Ferguson outran the defense to the far left side of the end zone. And the Red Raiders back on the scoreboard for the first time here in the third. That's a tired number 28.
But a happy number 28.
Yes.
Into the end zone on a nice, that was a good drive for him personally, right?
Solid.
And the extra point good, making it 36-0 in favor of the Red Raiders. 6:48 to play in the third quarter. Jack Ferguson, the touchdown run.
Let's take a look at this touchdown one more time. You will see Ferguson outmanned, and he just beats him to the corner. Nice speed, nice effort by number 28, Jack Ferguson.
61 yards, 7 plays, 2:44 time of possession. Ferguson gets in the end zone, and that'll bring us to the mercy rule situation. Red Raiders with their first rushing touchdown of the game. After Briggs Cherry threw to Caden Dewey, 80 yards. First play from scrimmage, make it 7-0. Cherry to Jamian Theodore for 25. Cherry to Jamian Theodore for 13. And Cherry to Jude Smith for 51. So 4 touchdowns on the night. Throwing touchdowns for Briggs Cherry, and mixing it up and going on the ground, Jack Ferguson scores the 5th TD of the night and the first on the ground for the Red Raiders. Trying to make that return across the 20 up to about the 23, maybe the 24-yard line. And as you see the clock running now. In that mercy rule situation as the Lions take over, first down and 10 yards to go. Put it right at the 25-yard line. So 1st and 10, ACA, Ambassador Christian Academy from North Carolina. Huntersville, North Carolina. First down, 10 yards to go. Clock will run as long as the margin is 30 points or more. Stopping, looking, and being brought down from behind. Good pressure that time by the Red Raiders.
Look at Big Gabe Osenda.
You would not want him falling on you, I'm just telling you.
Full-time offensive lineman, part-time defensive lineman, effective on both sides of the football.
And a 5-yard loss on first down, 2nd and 15. Where'd you say the Lions worked out?
At Joe Gibbs Racing. The pit crew goes through a physical test, much like an offensive lineman or anything else, and they have facilities to train and kind of measure certain physical levels, and they let the Lions come in and work out at their facility.
They didn't let them drive, though, did they?
I don't think all these Lions can drive.
you might be right.
I think 180 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway might be a bit much.
So it's 3rd down and long. If anyone should be sympathetic about football, it'd be Joe Gibbs, right?
Absolutely.
Of all the racing teams. 3rd down and long. Have to get to the 35 to get a first down. Up in the air. Good arm strength, but too much arm strength that time. Overthrown and incomplete.
That brings up 4th down and a kick. Getting some pressure there on the Baylor defensive line. Tight end Braxton Rain. Along with, yes, big number 99, Jaden Arenas Michelle.
They might have nightmares
99 packs a
yeah,
wallop.
I was going to say.
That's a large gentleman
yes.
to fall on you.
Yes, it is. So the Lions will punt. And again, the Red Raiders should come up with good field position. That's not a great punt. They've gotten a couple of rolls tonight on those punts, and that one will back check a little bit and roll dead around the 49, maybe the 48-yard line. 49 is where the Red Raiders will begin. The Lions really had one scoring opportunity, and their field goal attempt was blocked. I think their only appearance in the neighborhood of the red zone. I'm going to say the start time is 3:15 on this particular drive for the Red Raiders, and it is Briggs Cherry going out.
Yes.
So we tried to figure out.
They might make some moves.
You would think. And again, Cosmo DiMatteo was warming up. He was the one that was warming up heavily. Now, I'm not sure if he was just trying to influence Coach Kimmery or not, but during halftime, it was Cosmo that was really throwing it hard, but Cherry will get another series. Well, Rain moves in motion once again. Floats it out near side, pass complete. Down the near sideline.
And that's why they were so happy to get Beckham Stokes back on the field. One more explosive receiver to add to the Red Raider arsenal. Boy, what a fantastic play that time. They sent Braxton Rain in. They move him to the left. Then they pull him to the right. Defense follows a bit. There's a bit of an opening. Stokes takes advantage of the defensive cushion and turns it upfield for another first down.
So we've had, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we have 6 receivers for the Red Raiders who've caught passes. Rain has a catch. Dewey, Theodore, Stokes, DeGennaro, and Smith. I think all have receptions tonight. And there's Judah Smith, who had a touchdown.
Again.
Gets it inside the 10.
They're going to say that ball, he was down, so Baylor retains possession. Ball came loose. Lions recovered, but the officials ruled ground caused a fumble. Boy, now they go a little jumbo here. They bring in Arenas Michelle, Gabe Osenda, and the usual red wall. See if they can really drive a nail in this baby.
That is a jumbo package, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yow.
Yes.
And you could see why they were so high on Beckham Stokes, right?
Really explosive.
He's done some nice things tonight.
And enjoys contact after the catch.
Missed the first 6 games of the season. When I talked to Eric Kimry today, he said it's one of the things he was excited about. We finally get him back. So he got healthy during the break. I think that was one of those he could have played in the McCauley game. He was close, and they said, no, let's make sure you're 100% good to go. Ferguson stands to the left of Briggs Cherry. Cherry, the Louisville commit, gives it to Ferguson, who angles his way in for the second time tonight.
Braxton Rain and Arenas Michelle, 99 and 18, lead the convoy on the right side. Jack Ferguson follows for another touchdown.
His second touchdown of the night, and it occurs with 49 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
Again, another well-designed play. Get your big people where they can do the most damage. They do. Ferguson does. 6 more for the Red Raiders.
Third quarter's been Jack Ferguson so far, right?
It's been the Action Jack show.
Shutters with the extra point that time. And the Red Raiders continue to build on their lead.
That was a great play. I don't know how long that run really was, but man, when you saw 99 and 18 on the right side, Jack said, just give me the ball. I'm following the big ones into the end zone.
51 yards after the punt. The drive, 51 yards. Watch Ferguson. They're going to say it's about 10 yards on the touchdown run.
99 and 18 on the right side of the offensive line here. They're going to lead the way. Jack Ferguson, look at that hole.
He had a nice
right through the seam and into the end zone, barely touched.
Great lane to run in. It only took the Red Raiders a couple of downs to get back in the end zone. They'd scored 14 points, 14 unanswered so far in this third quarter. 20 points in the first, 9 in the second. 14 in the third, 43 for the game.
You know, we talked about, Jim, what does the Baylor football team want out of this game? Reestablish, maintain their sharpness, take care of the football, be just as explosive offensively as they have been all year.
How about
and
that?
You see that level of intensity kind of says it all. Bernardo Diaz-Lopez, the junior, with the stop there on special teams.
And that was nice. See the start of this drive in the third quarter with 20 seconds remaining. And again, a running clock. That is the mercy rule, which means a 30-point margin in the second half. And that clock automatically runs. I don't think they'll get off a play. Maybe not before the start of the fourth quarter. There you go.
I don't think the Lions were in any particular hurry.
So we will enter the fourth quarter with Baylor owning a 43-0 lead. Baylor scored 56 in their opening game of the year, 35 against Rabun Gap in game 2, 42 against LFL Academy, 47 at CPA, 45 against MBA, 38 against Baylor, and so far tonight, 43 on the board.
And this is the traditional break between the third and the fourth quarter.
Is it Clemson that played this first? Is it Sandstorm?
I think so. I'm not. I think so.
Just agree with me.
I know Wisconsin
does the
jump
jump,
around.
yeah. And Florida does the Tom Petty song. I think this is a Clemson thing.
It looks great.
All right, we move in the fourth quarter. 12 minutes remaining for the Red Raiders before win number 7 of the year. Trying to go 7-0, and wide receiver screen on that far side. Pass complete. Nice spin move up to the 25-yard line.
Weston Michalak to Knowledge Eccles.
There's Knowledge.
Good size receiver, 6'4",
Yeah.
195.
Up to the 26-yard line. Trying to do the same thing, other side that time. Across the 31 to about the 32-yard line. Should mention Baylor this week, number 1 in the state of Tennessee, number 24 nationally, according to Max Preps, who keeps tabs on all of high school football. They have Baylor for the first time this year, I believe, cracking that top 25 in the nation at number 24.
I don't think the Red Raiders are as concerned about polls as
As
the
I
Red
am.
Raider fans
As I am.
are.
As I am.
But I have quite a few friends outside the state of Tennessee asking me questions about this football team. Finally, Travis Barton in the mix. That is his first, I believe, his first catch of the night, one of their most used weapons to date this season. He's been held in check until now.
Yeah, picks up about 12 right there from the 32 to the 44. That will be a Lions first down. Going quickly. I think that's a forward pass, so I think that'll be incomplete, but wisely, I would say, for a receiver that drops a pass like that, Travis Barton jumped on it just to make sure.
They're going to rule it incomplete.
Yeah, I think it was going forward. If it was lateral or in back, that would have been a fumble. But since the pass was going forward and he didn't complete it, he dropped it, it's an incomplete pass.
Lions trying to go to their quick game,
Yeah,
working the edges, but
exactly.
that time it was just too quick.
Yeah.
They've tried to run inside. They've had to deal with the Baylor pass rush. They're trying to establish something on the edges to get rid of the football quickly and yet still move the chains.
Jay Pogue, the head coach at ACA, is coaching our area in Dalton at Heritage Christian. Shows the shoulder fake and then throws it to a wide receiver who penetrates Baylor territory.
It's Knowledge Eccles who took advantage of the cushion by the Baylor defense, and that's a solid gain for the Lions.
Yeah, they'll mark it at the 48-yard line. So it'll be third down, and we always use the term manageable. Third down and manageable 2 yards. 3rd and 2, and you may have a couple of opportunities to pick this up. So,
well, I mean, why not?
Yeah, exactly. Wow. That's the last thing I expected was 5 in the pattern and no running backs. And a pick six, or a pick. Not quite the 6.
Isaac McCarty, the sophomore, with his first interception.
Look at that.
How about that? That makes all that work at practice pay off.
So the Red Raiders are going to put it at 8:05. Take over with 8 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in the game. And one of the best offensive drives of the night for the Lions comes to an end. Is that turnover number 1? I don't know if you count the safety officially as a turnover or not.
I think that's their 8th interception of the year, but a stat for you, the Lions have not fumbled the football all season. That won't make the ride back home any easier.
No.
But it's interesting. And what a play by number 31, Isaac McCarty.
And we do have Cosmo DiMatteo in there at the quarterback spot for the Red Raiders.
We got a big change at running back. Number 51, the sophomore, Caleb Lambert says hello.
So we were wondering how long would Briggs Cherry stay in the game, and he stayed the full 3 quarters.
One thing we know, when you have a running back with the number 51, he's got to be good.
And he's probably playing somewhere else
Yeah,
a lot of time.
Probably playing linebacker also.
Yeah, what you want is a running back with a linebacker philosophy, right?
Absolutely.
We're about 5 minutes into the 4th quarter. Running clock on the mercy rule. And Cosmo DiMatteo at quarterback for the Red Raiders. Of course, his dad on the staff here. And his dad and I became friends when Cos played for the Chattanooga Mocs.
And really, on those high-octane mock teams was a Swiss Army knife.
Oh,
quarterback, receiver,
no
slot,
question.
running back, anything. Look at
Running
this.
room. Lambert brings it down to about the 31 or 32-yard line.
How about number 51, Caleb Lambert, the sophomore?
And there's a flag at the end of that. See the flag at the 29-yard line. Yeah, face mask at the end of the play.
That's going to add a little extra juice to that run.
But the best friend for the Red Raiders right now is that clock that continues to run with now under 6 minutes to play in the game. Player down for ACA. You could see him right there at the 20-yard line. It kind of looks like a cramp in all honesty, but the officials took that official's timeout right there to make sure that the player could be attended to.
Here's the run by number 51.
Look at Lambert.
Caleb Lambert. Sorry, this is the
Well, that's the
interception.
pick.
That's the interception by Isaac McCarty. He just played his spot, and quarterback did not see him. That looked like a zone defense. He just jumped up and made an easy INT.
There's nothing better when a player doesn't get a whole lot of playing time to jump in there, get
Makes
a chance,
impact.
and make something big.
Yes.
That's a highlight reel for him for the year. Clock continues to run as the Red Raiders move it to the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 18. Lambert gets the call once again, reverses the field right up the middle, picks up about 3 to the 15-yard line.
And to your point, Jim, the 12th man.
Now, my man Dan Kennedy just said that maybe that's not Lambert, that there's another number change.
Well, that's just not right. Because I'm
Here's what I know. If Dan says it's so.
It's so.
There's no refuting who the king of this press box is.
No.
And it ain't us.
There's only one of us that has their own parking space.
That's right.
And it's Dan.
So now I'm in a quandary.
You know, if we had a timeout, I would go ask Mr. Kennedy. And I think I would say Mr. Kennedy. And I think James Lee Reynolds III is going to leave the co-pilot in charge of the plane here and go talk to Dan Kennedy and get to the bottom of the roster situation. JR is back with the answer.
No, you're half right. JR is back.
Isn't that always the truth? Man. So we don't have the mystery solved.
No, we don't know. That didn't make me feel good.
Well, okay. You know what this means, Jim? We're going to have some mad parents if this name is incorrect. Ella with a field goal.
There you go.
Ella Metzger, have a day.
Metzner with the field goal. Couple of extra points tonight. And you can hear.
Good job, Ella.
A fan favorite. And why not? First points in the fourth quarter. Ella Metzner.
I think that picture's headed to social media.
Yeah. The funny thing is, you don't realize how big some of these guys are.
Until
Seriously.
you stand next to them.
Because when they stand next to each
truth.
other, when 6'4" stands next to 6'6", you go,
all
yeah. And then when Mr. 5'8" jumps
down
down
there.
yeah, exactly.
And you're like, my goodness.
Big human beings. Big human beings. And the head of school.
Speaking of social media, next week's opponent, Innsworth, very active on social media. Have a lot of what I call ISO features on individual players, really quick looks at them. They're very active on social media.
So Baylor with a 46-0 lead and under 3 minutes to play in the game. From the 6 will be returned. Turns the corner near side with a posse in front of him at the 40, and wisely goes out of bounds before he can take a pop as Tyler Williams, the return man, number 4. So now we will start the clock once again. The Lions take over with 2.5 minutes left to play in the game. They do not seem to be in any big hurry.
Yeah, this one's been decided.
Well, think about what we talked about beforehand. What, and you mentioned this too, what does Baylor want to accomplish? All right, they've had a 2-week break, so you want to get sharp once again, right? Get back to your routine, if you will. Get ready to play a really big football game next week.
Change of quarterback,
Yeah.
Trendon Williams. Man, he's got a gun. That ball should have been caught.
Incomplete pass.
Trendon, junior defensive back, 5'11", 185. He's got some skills at the quarterback spot as well. And to your point, Jim, no hurry here. This one is
for anyone.
Really been decided.
I'm just saying for Baylor, mission
Frankly,
accomplished, what they wanted
yes.
to do. The only negative I would say for the Red Raiders tonight is JP at 2, who got injured. We don't know his status for next week, obviously, but
And that right there is the problem with an inexperienced, when you switch somebody from defensive back to quarterback, the timing with a center, not quite the same. Shotgun snap off target. Good recovery, though, to complete the pass. But you're right, Jim. Mission accomplished here for the Red Raiders. Next week, an entirely different situation. Ensworth comes in here loaded, trying to make a name for themselves. They were one of the bullies in the private school battles
no question.
years ago. They would love to get back there by knocking off the Red Raiders next week.
he refuses to go down with 22 seconds left to play in the game. We mentioned the size of that tight end. He just showed that size, that upper body strength right there, didn't he?
Sure did. He is
6'5", 240.
6'5", 240.
Did they call timeout? Yeah. So a chance for the Lions to get on the board.
And you can see this.
From the 22. Well, I think as a coach, you have to show
you're
some
still-
time. Hey, I want to
absolutely.
get home too, but
But
I'm
it's a
I'm
bigger-
going.
it's a
I'm
bigger
with,
picture here.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. You know what? Maybe the final score is 46-3 or 46-6 or 46-7.
It beats a shutout.
And it would mean something. It means something for Baylor to get the shutout, because I ask coaches all the time, I said, don't tell me that's not important, because it is. It is to those players.
Sure.
And if it's important to those players, guess what? It should be important to you as a coach. The shutout on defense or the, ACA getting on the board.
Trendon's loose. Trying to get out of bounds before the clock runs out.
I think I would have given it a shot.
The clock.
I think did
I
they
think
call
they
another
called a timeout.
timeout? Yeah. I think I might have cut that one upfield and taken some contact if I needed to. He had, in open space, you like a guy like that. Looks like he's got some speed and quickness.
In his defense, Jim, he hasn't played quarterback much this year, certainly not tonight. So he's just really trying to get his legs under him.
Went out of bounds right at the 10-yard line. So if you're Baylor and you say this shutout is important to me, and I every defense I know loves pitching a shutout, probably have to execute one more play, right?
Sure. And you have to account for number 7's running ability here. Trendon Williams at quarterback. Travis Barton in the backfield as well. And that was almost a fantastic catch. Great effort.
That tight end
by Troy Adelfer.
But that puts zeros on the clock. Final play of the game. Baylor does indeed defend that one more play. And yes, pitching a shutout here tonight with a 46-0 victory as the Red Raiders go 7-0 on the year. Scored on the first play from scrimmage on a Briggs cherry to Caden Dewey, 80-yard touchdown pass. So scored 18 seconds into the game and obviously had the lead the rest of the way. A 46-0 pitching a shutout win over this group from Huntersville, North Carolina. 46-0 the final score.
And we will look back at the highlights from tonight after the alma mater and the post-game festivities. But nice statement from the Red Raiders.
Yeah, a statement for them. And I'll say this, ACA is a better football team
than we expected.
Than I thought they would be.
Yes.
And I know you say, JR, what are you talking about? It's 46-0 in the final. But, yes, they've got some talented players.
They do. Right.
That tight end I would take all day long.
And that freshman quarterback is number 11 is only going to get better.
Weston Michaelak accounted for himself very, very well. But you're not going to win many field position battles, and things went kind of haywire for the Lions when they didn't get the onside kick that they tried to open the game. It looked like they had for a moment, but they touched the football before it went 10 yards. That was the opening play of the game, and I think things turned a whole lot on play number 1, the opening kickoff, when the Lions did not recover that onside kick or committed a penalty on the onside kick. Baylor got it, went 80 yards in one play, and things turned to 180 in a hurry. Baylor coming away with a victory, scoring 20 points in the first quarter, 9 in the second quarter, 14 in the third quarter, and a field goal in the fourth quarter to win that game. 46-0 the final score. And so after 3 straight games on the road, Red Raiders come home and claim the 46-0 shutout victory. And Eric Kimry talking to his team right now.
And maybe one of the most important parts of this game, Coach Kimry setting the expectations, starting it, putting a bow on this one, and setting the table for next week, which will be an adventure right here.
2 more games remaining, both at home. Ensworth next week. That's for a district champion. Both those teams, Ensworth and Baylor, are perfect in league play. They'll face each other next week, and then Knox Catholic the week after that. 46-0 the final score. And again, let's enjoy some of the post-game festivities on a perfect autumn night for high school football here on the banks of the Tennessee River.
So a big win for Baylor. We're gonna find a way to distill this down to the essence in 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Game 1, alma mater sung. And the Red Raiders now 7-0 for the year. Here's how it unfolded.
First play of the game, Briggs Cherry to Caden Dewey. 11 seconds later, the Red Raiders have the first touchdown of the game. Extra point would make it 7-0. Cherry goes right back to work. This time, number 1, Jamian Theodore. 37 yards on this drive. Tight ropes for the touchdown. They go back to Theodore again on the slant. That makes it 20-0. The extra point would fail. Red Raiders with a commanding 20-0 lead, thanks in part to this play. They block a Lions field goal, their best scoring chance of the game as it would turn out, and they go right back to work offensively. Cherry to Judah Smith down the right side, 51 yards on the pitch and catch. Another touchdown for the Red Raiders as they start to pour it on, and maybe the best special teams play of the year. They force a safety on a botched punt by the Lions. That leads to Jack Ferguson's touchdown. And we'll see Jack again, this time behind Jaden Arenas Michelle and a host of others. An easy touchdown for number 28. Man, that really put the capper on this one. And then the interception by Isaac McCarty as the Red Raider defense had the final answer, and the final score, 46-0 Red Raiders.
So a win over McCauley a couple of weeks ago, an open date, and a shutout win tonight, playing for the district championship next week against Ensworth. 2 more games for the Red Raiders regular season, 2 more games at home. We'll see you right here next week as the Red Raiders with a 46-0 shutout win.